Okay, welcome everyone on the webinar, The Scope of Open and Distance Learning, MBA degree with ICA. Namaste, good evening one and all. I'm sure I'm audible. First of all, let me apologize for postponing this webinar for today, which was actually scheduled for yesterday, that is Saturday. That was reasons beyond our control. Well, I'm Amit Giri, Director and CEO of International Center of Academics and the host of this webinar this evening. May I request each one of you to kindly confirm your attendance if you have not done that on the link provided on the chat box. Throughout, we will communicate mainly in English, partially in Nepali and Hindi, just to make it more engaging and participatory. Ground rules, अलिकति ground rules let me brief you on the program flow of this webinar. As participant, please, may I have your attention, please? As participant, you will have very restricted rights. You can only see and listen to the presenters and see how many other participants join the meeting. Communication questions will be handled only via the chat window. Please do not use the chat window for other topics or internal discussion. Mute your microphone, mute your bosnuola. Be mindful of background noise. Savan Ranuala, background noise naos. Of course, limit your distractions, avoid multitasking. If there are questions of general interest, if the questions are of general interest, we will ask the speaker to answer them directly after the presentation for everyone. If time permits, we will try to take as many questions as possible. However, we have allotted 20 minutes for the question and answer session. All the other remarks and questions will be sent to the speaker as protocol and will be answered later on via email. Recordings of this webinar will be made available later. We start with our guest speaker speaking on the topic of scope of open and distance learning and MBA program for almost 20 to 30 minutes. Immediately after him, ICA chairperson, Mr. Bishwajit Mukherjee, will inform us on the validity and recognition of the programs that we offer. That will be for another 10 minutes. And yes, Tespachi, we have question and answer session for 20 minutes. After the Q&A, we will listen to our alumni about the academic journey with ICA, then we wrap up. Well, open and distance learning is a relatively new concept in Nepal. I guess you guys agree. Though we now have a full-fledged dedicated open university, we still understand that many people are unfamiliar with this concept. To help you understand better how open distance learning works, we have organized this webinar. International Center for Academics was established in the year 1997, but we started offering IGNOU courses since 2002. It's almost been 2 decades that we are operating. We are truly a Nepali company. We offer 8 academic programs as of now. They are BA, BCom, Bachelor's in Tourism Studies, and Bachelor in Computer Application in bachelor's level. And of course, MBA, Master's in Business Administration, Master's in Computer Application, Master's in Travel and Tourism Management, and MA English in master's level. All our programs are approved and recognized by Ministry of Education Nepal and Tribhuvan University in Nepal. Later, our chairperson, Mr. Bishwajit Mukherjee, will highlight more on the recognition and validity of the degrees. Among all the programs that we offer, the most ICA has a reputation of producing university toppers. In other words, gold medalists. We've had 13 gold medalists, out of which 3 times we were awarded as the best overseas studies center. We also have 2 Vidya Bhushan awardees. The Indira Gandhi National Open University was established by an act of parliament in the year 1985. The university began by offering 2 academic programs in the year 1987. Today, it serves the educational aspirations of over 3 million students. Imagine over 3 million students in India and other countries. There are 29 overseas centers like us. It offers array of programs from 6-month certificate 1-year diploma, 3 years degree program, 2 years masters, and doctorate programs. No wonder it is called the People's University. To tell you more on the university's background, scope, and suitability of open and distance learning, that is ODL mode, in present scenario, and popularity of MBA program. Why MBA is one of the most pursued program? Please allow me to introduce to you our guest speaker, Professor B.B. Khanna. He is the Director, International Division, Indira Gandhi National Open University. After completing his PhD in management from FMS Banaras Hindu University in 1986, he joined Department of Management, Kurukshetra University as a lecturer on April 10, 1986, and continued there before joining School of Management. He was selected as reader, and in April 1999 was selected as Professor of Management in Human Resource Management and Organizational Behavior. He headed School of Management Studies as director between 2002 to 2005. He has also served on many statutory bodies of IGNOU and on some other universities as well. Apart from above, he had also served as CVO, Head Defense Unit, Head Pan Africa Project, Director CPC, Director ACD. Sir, it is an honor to have you amongst us, if not in person, though virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please assist me in welcoming Professor Dr. B.B. Khanna. So over to you.
Thank you, Amit ji. Thank you very much for the kind words you have spoken about me. It's a pleasure for me to interact with the students of your or prospective students from your center. We have had very good relations with you for long time, almost 2 decades now, and IGNOU has had very fruitful kind of results from ICA Nepal. And ICA Nepal is amongst one of those centers where from we have had a maximum number of students in our international division. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this kind of session, and I am thankful to you for inviting me to speak on this subject. Uh, as you have already said that I am already a professor of management. I have been in this school for quite some time, and for some 4 or 5 years now, I have been out of school on various administrative jobs. Currently, for the last more than 1 year, I have been looking after the international operations of IGNOU. It's good that this kind of webinar has been organized by ICA Nepal. I would wish that all other centers also follow suit. So far as a scope of MBA and scope of ODL related to MBA is concerned, let me take you to the journey of ODL system in India. You see, in early 80s, the very first university of open education established in India in Hyderabad. Then after IGNOU came into being in 1985, as already been told to you by Amit ji. 87, I also joined university in 1987 March, very early. When I joined this university, there were very few people. As on date, we have around 2,000 persons working in the university. I have literally seen university growing brick by brick. When we joined, the two programs, as already been told to you, were started. One was diploma in management, and one was diploma in distance education. You see, the system was that when we first admitted diploma in management students, they were around 4,000. We actually screened the applications personally ourselves. There was no system of no automatic system, or there was no proper system available at that point of time. And those were very celebrities kind of students we have had, ministers, IAS officers, and so many. Now the question is that why has ODL become so popular, and what is the advantage of getting a degree from ODL system, and where it stands. There are many questions about where it stands, but there are also questions that there is no alternative of open distance learning. Therefore, you will see that by and by each and every country is going for an open university in their own domain. Nepal, I've been interacting with the Nepal Open University when it was being opened. In fact, I also met the Vice Chancellor who came to IGNOU. Uh, it is in a nascent stage, but we wish very well to Nepal Open University and hope it will grow much faster. And we will be able to help Nepal Open University also as far as possible. Now coming to the open distance learning system, uh, why do we actually have almost you can say compulsion to go for ODL system, and why do people come to open distance learning system? And at the moment we have around more than 3.3 million students with us, which is largest in the world. Basically, you see, everybody who is working cannot afford to go to a classroom from 9 to 5, 9 to 6 or so. So there was a need for this kind of a system whereby you earn, at the same time you are learning as well, and you are adding to your qualification, you are adding to your career opportunities and things like that. The beautiful things about this system is that no, students can learn at their pace, at their place. It's a system which caters to the equity. It caters to the large amount of access at various locations and various nooks and corners of various countries. And affordability is another criteria which has driven this system to a sort of a very uh, you can say important and uh, I mean a system which attracts so many people for this learning method. And over and above all, what is important is the quality of material. You see, when we talk about IGNOU, IGNOU has recognition all over the world. It has been recognized by Commonwealth of Learning. It has been recognized by UNESCO and so many such as international bodies. And also, as we see in international arena, when I'm heading this international division, we are competing well everywhere. And one of the most important thing why we are competing is the quality of material. And because I have myself been involved in development of quality of material and material in management program, if you see the contributors, you will see the contributors from all the best organizations available in India, IIMs, IITs, and so on and so forth. Now, speaking about this university, till now we have around 21 schools of studies. School of Management is one of them. 21 schools of studies, and we have around 400 plus teachers working in the university, and we have around the same number of academics who are working in the university. We have a very large system of network for the student services in the country and also outside the country. We are present in many other countries, and we are trying to expand our base in many other countries as well. We have so many requests in the pipeline, and we are dealing with that. Now, if we talk about the range of programs which are being offered by university, we offer from awareness level to certificate to diploma to PG diploma to PG certificate to bachelor degree to master's degree to PhD. So we have a full range of programs which are on offer. When we started, there were two diplomas which were introduced. Today we have more than 240 programs which are on offer, and we have around more than 200 2,500 courses which are on offer. And recently we have also launched many programs online. nationally and also internationally. So that is the kind of expanse of the university which you can see now. What if we talk about? I talk about MBA program for which this particular webinar has been organized. See, whatever is the characteristics of ODL system also applies to MBA program as well. Now, this program was the first of its kind in India when it was launched by IGNOU, and many such courses which were launched in MBA program, they were actually at that point not available in the premier institutions as well. So IGNOU took a lot of initiatives in innovating various courses also, and at that time we were witness to the kind of scene whereby professors from IIMs would say that this program is not available elsewhere in any of the IIMs, and then we prepared those courses and launched along with the MBA program. Full-fledged MBA program was offered in '89 with the least choices. For completing an MBA program, anybody is required to do 21 courses. All those 21 courses were made by 1989. And then after we kept on adding many courses in MBA program. At that time, we were offering only 2 specializations. Today, we are offering 5 specializations in MBA program. And I don't think I need to, talk about individually all those MBA, specialization. We have specialization in HR, marketing, operations, finance, and financial markets. And in all, we have around 60 plus courses on offer in MBA program for choice in PG diploma at the PG diploma level. Many of you, as you are a very old partner, you know the history of development of MBA program. MBA program has been very popular because of various reasons. I am telling you from my personal experience. People used to come to us and say that I have done my engineering and I have been working in the industry say for 15-20 years, and today I am at the level of general manager. And actually, at the level of general manager, I am not doing the work of a junior manager who is supposed to only deal with, say, either operations or marketing or finance or so. At general manager level, you are supposed to essentially also handling the human resources. And a person who had done his engineering actually did not have any kind of exposure in how to handle human resources. So their requirement was to come to the system and have some kind of exposure in human resources areas and go back to their own work and apply it, which was not available elsewhere. And that was the kind of choice which was provided by ODL system, and which could have been provided by ODL system alone and no other system. If suppose that person wanted to go to an MBA college or a faculty of MBA management and do his MBA program, he would have either done full program or nothing. If suppose it was a 2 years program and he would have completed 1 year and 9 months, and he had, for some reason, he had to leave the program, he would not get anything out of it. That was the beauty of this system, that many engineers came to us. They said, we know operations, we know other things, but we do not know how to handle human resources, which is the maximum part of the job which we're doing as general manager or chief general manager or above level. So what they did was that they came into the system, they took all those 5 or 6 courses in that particular area, and once you complete those 6 courses, we have relaxed entry and then multiple exits. So out of 21 courses, they completed 6 courses or 5 courses, whatever was the system at that point of time. Now, and took a particular diploma and got out of the system. And if they were interested later on, they came back to the system and then they completed their MBA program. Or else there were people who came to us saying that, no, I want to study one or two course say in strategic management, or one or two course in say the operations area, or whatever. Now everybody who rises above the level of senior manager or so, essentially he or she also deals with the finances. Now everybody at that level also wants to understand the basics of finance, which was also not being catered to by any other system other than ODL system. Therefore, this system became really very, popular, and whereby people came to this system, and they had lot of flexibility. Now, say for example, as on date, from this year onwards, or from 2 years and 2018 onwards, the maximum period of management program in which one can complete the whole program has been reduced from 8 years to 5 years. Now you have to complete the program within 5 years. The minimum duration of the program has also been reduced from 2.5 years to 2 years. The combination of courses where from where you can earn a particular PG diploma or so, there are also some changes in that as well. Mukherjee Saab has all the details with him, and details are also available on IGNOU's website as well as the website of web page of International Division. So one can go through that. So the beauty of the system is that one can come in, take the courses of their choices, and get out of the system. I know many people personally who were not interested in MBA. They were only interested in few courses, and they were only interested in one particular diploma also. They did it, they got out of the system. Now, the recognition of the program. If I talk about the recognition of the program, I do not have anything, any country in mind. I do not have any place in mind where there is a problem of recognition of this program. I have been, sitting in at interviews in all the apex organizations in the country, and we have been interviewing people from IGNOU's and IGNOU's MBA program, and they have been faring very well. So that way there is no problem of recognition as such. Now there are other facilities also which are available with this system and which is not available with many other systems and other systems of other universities. The kind of we have put all our courses on eGyan course, all our courses, and they are free for everybody to be downloaded. Throughout the world, anybody can download the courseware which has been posted on eGyan course. Now that is not very easy. Now, by implication, these courseware are available for scrutiny by rest of the world, and because they've been posted there, we are quite confident of their quality, and the kind of feedback which we are receiving from the rest of the world. I mean, it's not good to say ourselves, but they have been very kind towards us, in fact, and that is one of the pillars of the success of our program and our university, that the quality of the program. Apart from the quality of the program, all other student services which are being provided by the study centers either within the country or outside the country, they are also having very significant role in the making the success of the program and making people more aware of the courses and the systems and procedures and things like that. Now, many universities I know, the continuous evaluation is just on paper, but in our system, you might be aware that continuous evaluation is also very strict and plays very important role. Now, semester system also plays very important role in in the popularity of this program. And apart from that, we have also been adding as well as changing and also reviewing our programs from time to time, so that they remain updated and they are useful for the industry and various other corporate sector. We have also been getting a lot of feedback from various stakeholders, and depending on those feedback, we have been improving ourselves. I mean, everybody will understand and will agree that there is always a scope for improvement, and so is true about our system as well. The When I was also handling Pan Africa e-network project from 2007 to 2017. Now the Ministry of External Affairs is starting phase 2 of Pan Africa e-network project in the different names called e-Vidya Bharati and e-Arogya Bharati. They also we are likely to be the partner. And I have seen the popularity of our program in whole of African nations. And uh, there were many other universities which were also participating in that uh, program, that project. But the kind of response we have had, IGNOU has had, it was tremendous and much better than many other systems. We also, mindful of the fact that the students of MBA program, if you are suppose appearing for an interview before me, and you say that you are an MBA, what comes to my mind? What is the expectation I have from you? The expectation I have from you that the person who has done MBA will have some kind of analytical ability. The person who has done MBA will have some kind of critical thinking. The person who has done MBA will have some kind of reasoning ability. He will perform his duties as per the planning process and things like that. Keeping that in mind, we had given the sequence of the courses which were offered sequentially. The best part, the best way to do our MBA is that follow the sequence. It's good, and it's also not otherwise that if you come in between, take few courses and go away, if you so feel. But the best way is to follow the whole sequence, because sequence it starts from lighter, courseware, lighter concepts and systems, and then gradually it goes for it graduates to more difficult kind of courseware. So therefore, we start from basic systems, basic philosophy, and then go ahead up to the strategic level. So therefore, the best way to follow the MBA program and get the best out of this program is to follow it sequentially. That is my recommendation. Now, uh, I think I have said so many things about the program, and I am also aware of and also know that this program has been helping so many people in their industry. The other day, I was interacting with TCIL Telecommunications Consultants India Limited, who are also party in e-Vidya Bharati project. And the person who came for the meeting, two of them, they said that, no, sir, we are your student. Now, you travel we are traveling in the air, and many times I have found, the pilot has been a student. The person who has been handling there was a manager, has been a student, and so on and so forth. That's the kind of advantage we have as teacher of management education. And teacher taught lesson, of course, everybody understand that it's a very long lasting kind of relationship. But particularly in this area, management area, in fact, no. And if you see the kind of trend which is being followed in most almost all rest of the world, that no, if everybody who has done, say, BTech or MTech or whatever from say premier institution, still they want to learn management, and most of them, they go for MBA program. So whatever technical education one may have, but adding to it, as I mean, adding management MBA to it always pays better than any other program. And in my opinion, the relevance of MBA program, it's not going to go away for another 20, 30 years from now. So therefore, MBA program will have its relevance. And at IGNOU, we have always been trying to cater to the feedback of we receive from corporate sector and various other stakeholders to improve the program. And we have our various systems and procedures in place. And particularly when I am heading international division at the moment, my duty is also to facilitate our overseas study center for various things. And I found Chatterjee Saab to be very, very active, and he has been very communicative and also has been keeping in touch very regularly. And he has also been following all the uh, procedures and norms which has been prescribed from our side. Still, if there is anything lacking at our end, I assure that we will try and see to it that things improve further. And whatever we can do from our side, uh, we are at least committed to sort of help the students through the OSCs. Thank you very much. I think I'll stop here. And any question about the systems, procedures, programs, and other
Sure,
things,
sir. Sure, sir.
uh,
Sorry to
I'll
interrupt.
be happy
Okay.
to take.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. And I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
You
you are.
you rightly gave us the like the university's background. You spoke about open and distance learning, the quality of the programs that IGNU offers. So there are a couple of questions, like before we check up the questions, uh, I would like to like inform our attendees. If there are questions of general interest, we will ask the speaker to answer them directly. I mean, all so. Otherwise, all the other remarks or questions will be emailed to you a little later. And because recordings of this webinar will also be made available. So, sir, like there are a couple of questions which I really want to ask you is, the first up is, what is MBA, or how is MBA offered by IGNU different from regular MBA?
Okay. See, the whole system of regular MBA and whole system of ODL, they are at variance with each other. And why they are varying with each other is because of the kind of need and objectives they have. first First and the foremost is that MBA which is being offered by IGNU is being offered not only not with all those kinds of restrictions. There are lots of flexibilities which have been added to this program. Like if suppose there have been many instances that a lady joined MBA program, and then she got married, and then she got into family way, and or her husband got transferred, or whatsoever in fact, and for some reason or the other she had to take a break. So she took a break of say 6 months, say 1 year or so, and then came back and attended the program and then completed the program within the maximum period allowed for the program to be completed. That is the basic difference we have. Secondly, the difference is the self-learning material. Essentially, in ODL system, the teacher is not always available with you. So therefore, uh, creating and developing self-learning material is a very tedious job, and it's a very serious technology. And you can see, once you go through our material, you will see that if you follow the material seriously, and we have the feedback. Those who have followed material very seriously, they have been benefited much better than those who have not been following the material very seriously. Material uh, plays a very important role, and material makes the teacher available with you even though the teacher is not with you. Thirdly, the system of evaluation. System of evaluation, so far as when regular system is concerned, it might be on daily basis, but in this system, because people do not have that kind of time at hand, therefore the system has been designed the way it is. And uh, continuous evaluation system and tournament system. Tournament system is like any other university, but continuous evaluation system is not the way it is in regular system. They have been made little more easier than the regular system, and anything and all other things, counseling. So far as face-to-face interaction is concerned, face-to-face interaction has been designed on the basis of the uh, recommendations of the experts, international experts in the ODL area, ODL system, and it has been, uh, say, number of counseling systems which have been allocated for credit-wise programs. Like in our management program, each course has 6 credit value. Credit has been defined as one credit has been defined as 30 hours of work from the student side. 6 credit means 180 hours of work for a 6 credit course. Therefore, this has been decided that in one particular semester, a student should not be taking more than 4 or 5 courses, because 180 into 4 or 180 into 5, nobody will be able to cater to more than those numbers of seats. So therefore, all those things which have been decided and which has been implemented in ODL system, they have been done in a on the basis of various recommendations, various studies, and various scientific probe. So this is a system which follows a very you can say meticulous kind of approach of that particular system to suit to the requirement of the students.
All right, so thank you, sir. I hope you've answered the queries. So there's one more question, they're particularly interested, it's a general question, they're particularly interested in this. What is the career after MBA from IGNOU? Or else, I'll put it this way also, sir, like, I mean, how it is accepted in workplace in India or globally?
See, that's a very common question which is being asked to us since beginning. Let us accept it without any hesitation that there are different objectives for regular system and different objectives for ODL system. ODL system, the it's meant for those who are already working, those who have had the exposure to that kind of system in their career, and they want to improve their career. This system is actually not meant for those uh, who are freshers. But we have changed the curriculum, we have changed the content so that it suits the those who are freshers as well. But it is basically meant for those. It was meant for those who are already working, could go to the classroom 9 to 5, 9 to 5. And so far as career growth is concerned, uh, not to talk of myself, but I have been sitting at various places in interviews or so. I have found my students not inferior to many others, and it depends on how seriously a person takes the program. And that's true, that same program being taken by me and you together, if you are more rigorous about it, if you are more serious about it, you will be better benefited as compared to me. So it also depends on the personality and also the kind of interest people do have, and which also happens in the regular system as well. The toppers have a different kind of career growth, and those who are not toppers, in fact, no, they have a different kind of career growth, which stands true in our case as well.
Okay, so I mean, though there are a lot of questions, we may not be able to answer all the questions. We'll email it to you so that you can email back to our attendees. So there's one question, like looking at the current pandemic, like situation. So I mean, how is this program suitable in current scenario? This audio mode, this MBA. I mean, how it is suitable, sir?
You mean, Can you elaborate what do you actually mean?
Yes, yeah, sure. So actually, the suitability in the current scenario of this ODL mode, the MBA through open and distance learning, how suitable it is.
See, philosophically speaking, suitability depends on somebody's need and requirement. First of all. Secondly, to see the availability of options before you. Thirdly, depends on the kind of resources you have at hand, kind of time you have at hand. Now, if I want to, if there's a friend of mine who is a doctor, who is the medical superintendent of a big hospital, and he wanted to learn something about health and hospital management or whatever. Because he is the MS of a big hospital, he cannot afford to go to a full-fledged college. So he came to our system. He has taken admission in PG diploma in health and hospital management and did his diploma and went back. And he says that this is very, very useful for him. So it depends, suitability depends on your requirement. Suitability depends on the matching between your objective and the objective of the product available before you. So therefore suitability has a very relative kind of concept. So this way, I see that those who are already working and they want to add to their knowledge, they want to add to their academic achievement and for their career growth, they do not have any other very credible kind of system wherefrom they can opt for a degree course of this kind. And if I am not saying with that kind of feeling, but if you see in South Asia, if you want to go for an ODL system, perhaps IGNOU will be at the highest level where from one would like to take the degree from for ODL system.
Okay, thank you, sir. अब त्यहाँ धेरै नै क्वेसन्सहरू छ हैन pertaining to validity recognition. So we have like हाम्रो chairman Mr. Bishop.
Your voice is breaking in between.
He'll also speak on the admission procedures. So may I invite Chairperson Mr. Mukherjee to please highlight on the validity, the recognition of the degrees that we offer, and also on the admission procedures. So over to you.
Thank you, Amit. I hope I am audible.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Sabaijanai namaste. I welcome Professor Khanna to this program. And the topic that I have been given is to highlight on the recognition part of the IGNOU degrees, specifically in Nepalese context. I hope Professor Khanna has already spoke about its recognition internationally. And so अब नेपालकै कुराहरू गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के छ भनेदेखि हाम्रो यो कार्यक्रमहरू, our program is approved. All the programs is approved by the Ministry of Education, government, and our center is approved by the ministry. And the body in Nepal which actually recognizes degrees, foreign degrees in Nepal, that is Tribhuvan University Curriculum Development Center. All our degrees have been recognized by Tribhuvan University, CDC. And so in that context, IGNOU degrees doesn't have any problem in terms of recognition and acceptance in Nepal. And before TU gave us the recognition, Kathmandu University, which is one of the premier, considered to be one of the premier universities in Nepal, had given us recognition way back since we actually started our, immediately we started our IGNOU operations in Nepal. अब यति भन्दै यसको रेकग्निसन्स को कुरा गर्दाखेरि जति पनि तपाईको हाम्रो यहाँको युनिभर्सिटी ग्रान्ट्स कमिसन देखि लिएर हाम्रो यो पब्लिक सर्भिस कमिसन देखि लिएर सबै ठाउँमा यो डिग्रीहरू एक्सेप्टेड छ, रेकग्नाइज छ हैन, र त्यो लगायत तपाईको डिफ्रेन्ट इन्टरनेसनल बडिजहरूले पनि यसलाई रेकग्नाइज गरेको छ, जस्तो डिफ्रेन्ट इन्टरनेसनल एसेसमेन्ट क्वालिफिकेसन एसेसमेन्ट सर्भिसेसहरू जस्तो आइक्युएएस जस्तो क्यानाडा त्यो टाइपको बडिजहरूले पनि हाम्रो यो इग्नू डिग्रिजहरूलाई रेकग्नाइज गरेको छ हैन, र हाम्रो युएन सिस्टमले पनि अघि हाम्रो प्रोफेसर खन्नाले पनि भनिहाल्नुभयो, हि अलरेडी सेड that UNESCO or the UN system मा पनि यो डिग्री has been widely accepted. लगायत कमनवेल्थ सिस्टम, कमनवेल्थ अफ लर्निङले पनि हाम्रो यो डिग्रीजहरूलाई एक्सेप्टेड गरेको छ। सो नेप्लिज कन्टेक्स्ट र इन्टरनेसनल कन्टेक्स्टमा हेर्दाखेरि हाम्रो इग्नूको डिग्रिजलाई रेकग्निसन र एक्सेप्टेन्सको पार्टमा कुनै त्यस्तो समस्याहरू छैन। इट इज वाइडली एक्सेप्टेड, इट इज वाइडली रेकग्नाइज्ड। सो यो and our alumni को बारेमा। So alumni को कुरा गर्दाखेरि अहिले हाम्रो ICA को 6,000 plus alumni छ all over Nepal and abroad. Right? Many students, many of our students have migrated to different countries, specifically for job and higher education. र उहाँहरू इग्नू डिग्री नै लिएर उहाँहरू बाहिर जानुभएको हो हैन। So in that terms also, none of our learners or students, they faced any problems in terms of migrating to different countries, in terms of job or in terms of their higher studies. And 6,000 plus alumni, we have 6,000 plus alumni, and this alumni is from diverse fields. We have people from defense, we have people, learners from police, corporates, media and entertainment industry. We have even actors and actresses, even ministers. Nepal government, we were very fortunate to have a few ministers of Nepal government who actually pursued their higher studies in IGNOU and took their degrees from IGNOU. And there are a lot of NGOs. We have a diverse alumni. हाम्रो IGNOU group केसमा र अहिले पनि हाम्रो 3 जना एलुमनाई हुनुहुन्छ जो अहिले सायद उहाँहरू बोल्नुहुन्छ। I think you can even hear their experiences about their experiences, their journey with IGNOU and their acceptance of their degree in their respective organizations of country. हैन उहाँहरू आफै बोल्नुहुन्छ अहिले। So यो साथसाथमा हाम्रो we have also formed an alumni of IGNOU learners of ICA. We have recently formed one alumni and where there are lots of members have joined in. So you alumni it gives you an opportunity even after your program, after you complete your program, it gives you an opportunity to build a network and relationship, which is very, very important in today's world. Right? After network, after professional network or the opportunity, after you complete your program also you get that opportunity by joining this alumni. Right? So we have got we have in our alumni we have got diverse people from diverse sectors. So it gives a golden opportunity to have those networks and relationships, and it also gives you an opportunity to share your knowledge and experiences. Right? So you say हाम्रो alumni को बारेमा. So overall in Nepal currently IGNOU degree is widely accepted, widely recognized, and we have people from all sectors joining our programs and completing their programs. Specifically, our MBA program is one of the premier programs where we have people from different sectors, especially from corporates, who come and join this program. So I think 81 day more, I think I think I have explained.
So I have a couple of questions, but not me, but then attendees are okay. A couple of questions, sir. I just want to ask you these questions on their behalf. The first thing is, so can you just briefly on the admission procedures? That is one. The other question is, can anyone, pursue simultaneously do their degrees? One from the conventional university and one from the open university. So that is the second question. The first one is, can you just tell us briefly on the admission procedures, And the second one would be simultaneously, can anyone pursue degrees from one university, that is the conventional university, that's a regular university, say TU र इग्नुबाट साइमल्टेनियसली गर्न पाइन्छ कि पाइँदैन, मिल्छ कि मिल्दैन, त्यो दुईटा क्वेसन चाहिँ यसो भनिदिनु भयो भने
admission procedure is basically we have got two sessions. IGNOU follows two sessions, admission sessions, and it basically follows walking admissions. And the two sessions are January and July session, and you can take admissions throughout the year. But the session at the time of admission that you taken, it is considered for those sessions, right? So admissions are walking. We follow this walking admission system. And pursuing of 2 degrees is considered from open university and regular university. That has a I think that is not valid yet to pursue 2 degrees at the same time from a regular and open university. But our university gives you an option to pursue 2 degrees. That is, you can pursue a bachelor degree or a master degree. At the same time, you can pursue this certificate programs. I think Professor Khanda will be more can be more specific on the how one can pursue. Is it valid to pursue an open university degree and a regular university degree?
See, so far as pursuing 2 degrees are concerned, simultaneously is concerned. Now there has been a change. UGC in India has also changed the law. But so far as our university is concerned, you can, as you have rightly said, that you can do one degree program and one certificate program of 6 months simultaneously from IGNOU itself. Are you getting my voice?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, again, one more question to our chairperson, Mr. Mukherjee. Like it's a pandemic, like people are going online. So can you tell us our modes of teaching, learning, how IGNOU, because there are a lot of repository on the website, there's a dedicated channel, there's Gyan Vani, and etc. So please, could you please elaborate what IC has adopted lately? I mean, we've been doing it for the past, like for 18 years, we've almost, so please, could you elaborate on this? What is this mode of teaching and learning?
Yeah, basically, IGNOU system from its inception only, IGNOU was following face-to-face mode of teaching, that is academic counseling at the weekends, and they were also they had also adopted this teaching to television channels, then your FM channels. That was from the beginning only. So we were also following the same system. We still follow the same system. We have academic classes at the weekends, which was face-to-face at the study center. But now, due to this pandemic, now it is not possible to conduct face-to-face counseling sessions. So, as previously also we were adopting this digital platforms, like university has this eGAN course, then their virtual learning platforms, then university has this Gyan Vani and Gyan Darshan channels. Through these channels also, the learners were getting access to digital through digital platforms, which is still there. And rather, I will say, IGNOU was very quick in adapting to this situation. And you can see, if you follow IGNOU Facebook, which we have been regularly sharing it our Facebook also, professors from the university, from various regional centers have been delivering their lectures through Facebook Live. So IGNOU was very quick in adopting that, and all the students scattered around the world have been immensely benefiting from this. Even we have been getting a lot of feedback from our existing learners who are getting immense benefit from those lectures. At IC also, we have adopted, in addition to this, we have adopted this classes through online platform due to this pandemic, because face-to-face counseling is not possible at the moment. So we have adopted to this Zoom platform, and we are also very soon, we are launching an LMS, Learning Management System, which will be in the Moodle platform for this coming session. So we'll be launching this LMS, the module, which is almost ready. We'll be most probably launching next week. And through that LMS system also, you can get access to these academic sessions and academic resources locally through our academic counselors. And online classes will be conducted through various communication Zooms, platforms like Zoom or Google Meet. So for learners, our existing learners who are also already had been adaptive to this kind of system. So pandemic was not a problem for them. This kind of situation was not a problem for them because they were always already using this kind of system. And I think the current situation also demands this kind of system. Along with IGNOU, we also providing you locally online platforms where you can pursue your academic programs and get access to various academic resources of ICA, and as well as IGNOU has been doing through its Facebook page and through its various digital platforms.
Mukherjee sahab, apart from this, all the videos which have been produced by IGNOU, more than 5,000, they are available on YouTube also. And all the Facebook counseling, live Facebook counseling systems, they are also available on Facebook for students to be, they can watch it on Facebook. And more than 5,000 video programs, they are available on YouTube. Anybody can go and watch it.
Thank you, sirs. So one more last question to Mr. Mukherjee, like before we move ahead with the program. So can you tell us, you being the chairperson, you being the coordinator of International Center for Academics, I would have rather asked this question to Professor Khanna, sir, but then, I take the opportunity to ask you. So can you please tell us the role of ICA, like particularly in terms of evaluation, in terms of examination, right? Where are the exams conducted? How is the exams, conducted, or so on that, and even in terms of admissions, if you could elaborate, so thank you.
In terms of even admissions.
First is in admissions, otherwise administrative service, what kind of service we provide, what is our role exactly? We as Overseas Study Center of, like in Indira Gandhi National Open University, we have a particular, unique code that is 9602. So please tell us about our role and particularly in terms of evaluation as well. If you could just highlight on examinations, evaluation, how it is held, how it is evaluated, all this stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. Basically, ICA is the Overseas Study Center of IGNOU for Nepal. And very briefly saying, ICA is basically a study center which actually facilitates our learners in terms of admission, in terms of giving them student support services and academic support services and conducting examinations in coordination with our international division situated at IGNOU headquarters. So our role is basically once a student enrolls, we process their admission forms with international division, and once the admission is confirmed, the materials are received from international division, and we distribute just those materials to our learners. That is the first role. Then we organize academic counseling sessions, and which are generally organized on weekends, that is on Saturday, and where learners come to our center and attend those academic counseling sessions. This year we will be conducting it totally through online, and thereafter the learners are supposed to submit their assignments, which carries 30% weightage. Those assignments are submitted at our study centers and evaluated by our academic counselors, which are approved by IGNOU, and those who are approved by IGNOU. So they evaluate those assignments. So and the grades and the marks are forwarded to IGNOU International Division. So and we are also responsible in conducting examination, but supervision of examination is done by Embassy of India. We assist in the logistics to get all the logistics in place and to create an atmosphere where the examinations can be conducted. And it is conducted through Embassy of India, and it is conducted at Kendriya Vidyalaya, Kathmandu, Nepal. So embassy supervises the entire examination. It is conducted under their supervision, and all the answer scripts are forwarded to IGNOU, where it is evaluated, and the grades of the marks are declared, or the degrees awarded by IGNOU. So our role is basically to give them student support services, then academic services, and assisting smoothly conduct the examination. That is our role. And in terms of admission, also I told previously, we take admissions in 2 sessions, January and July sessions. Currently, we are enrolling for July session, and the last date for July session is 16th of August for seeking admission to this July session. And immediately after the admission is over, from September 1st week, we plan to conduct our academic sessions, which is under process of planning, and we will be conducting from the first week of September and through online medium.
Thank you, Mukherjee, sir. So heading on, if you have not confirmed your attendance, please do so. The link is provided on our chat window. There are a lot of queries, but we have time constraint as well. We'll take as much as possible. But then I can assure you one thing, all these questions, all these queries will be sent to all the presenters, and they will respond to you via email. All right. Even the recording of this webinar will be made available later. So having said this, there were queries about fees, there were queries about other programs, we'll definitely address to you. All right. So again, once again, I repeat, if you have not confirmed the attendance, please do so. The link has been provided. So moving on, अब हाम्रा केही कुराहरू यति त हामीले बोल्यौं, हाम्रो पक्षबाट भन्यौं, हामीले सबै कुराहरू हैन, तर लाइक द बेनिफिशरीजहरू जसले तपाईको चाहिँ हाम्रो एलुमनाइहरू यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ अहिले. One person has sent this video all the way from Canada, Calgary. He was a past learner, Mr. Amit Sharma. We'll listen to his video. But then before that, I would like to call upon Mr. Prakash Bhandari. I just saw him. So uहाँको brief before he shares his experiences, his academic journey with ICA, how MBA degrees has helped him personally and professionally. Let me tell you, just give you a brief introduction about him. Well, Mr. Prakash Bhandari, can you put him on the spotlight, please? There he is. Prakash Bhandari, sir, is the head anti-money laundering. That is anti-money laundering, countering financing of terrorism department at Himalayan Bank Limited. His association with Himalayan Bank Limited, it's been 23 years. It's more than 2 decades. Hi, sir. He's participated in international conferences. He's a regular columnist on Avian National Daily. I also get to, read it. And he's a prolific writer. He's participated in international conferences, 27th conferences that was organized by Asian Association of Open Universities. He had a paper presented there, and we are so proud of him, he represented ICA there. And he also, Waseda University, Tokyo, Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering, Bangkok. He's done MBA HRM from IGNOU, specialized in HRM. He's also done journalism, mass communication, He's got a lot of degrees. And he's also done MA in astronomy from, you'll not believe, from Nepal Sanskrit University. Salali Jyotish Sambandhi पनि धेरै कुरा थाहा छ. त्यसै गरी he's also done MA in economics. And he was the former treasurer and 5 times chief returning officer, Amnesty International Nepal. Sir, we are so proud of you, to have you as an alumni. So it's all yours, sir.
Thank you, Amit sir. First of all, I'd like to thank Amit sir and Biswajit sir for giving me an opportunity to share my views here with all the dignitaries. Talking about the scope of ODL, I will highlight the issues with a few points. That the scope of ODL is always increasing. Open and distance learning is the only one important and only one ways, especially in the days of pandemic these days. Talking about my experience and sharing about me, I had joined banks in 97, and before joining banks, I had completed my required degrees for the jobs. But after working there for a few years, I was interested to know more about the theoretical aspects of the things that I do every day in the banks. And I was eager to join the MBA program, but joining conventional class of MBA was not possible because I was working in a private sector banks, and it was almost impossible for me to join in day class. So options would be to either join in morning class or in the evening class. But after working whole days in the banks, it was also not possible to join in the evening or morning classes. So I fortunately got an opportunity with a friend in Chitwan that there is IGNOU. ICA is offering the course of MBA of Indira Gandhi National Open University, and that is very suitable for the people like me, working professionals. So I joined the class in 2009. It was not my compulsion to join MBA at that time because I had already, as I already told, I had already obtained required degree for my jobs. But it was the pursuit of learning that I would like to fulfill at that time. So the open and distance learning always paves the way to fulfill the pursuit of learning of every individual. It was that pursuit of learning after completing my MBA from IGNOU in 2012. Then I again joined postgraduate diploma in journalism and mass communication. It was also about in course of fulfilling the pursuit of learning. So the first point is open and distance, talking about the scope of open and distance learning. It always paves the way to fulfill the pursuit of learning. That is one point. And the second thing would also be the compulsion for some of the people's working, especially the working people who cannot afford time to attend the class in conventional type of classrooms. It is compulsion for them to join the open and distance learning. And if they join the jobs, but they have not completed their formal degrees required for their job, or if they further uh, want to develop their career and go ahead with their academic qualifications, then at that time also the open and distance learning will be the most suitable options for them. And for me too, as Amit sir already said, this open and distance learning, IGNOU, being an IGNOU student, I got an um, exposure, international exposures, that I was fortunate to participate in an international conference of Association of uh, Asian Open Universities that was held in Islamabad in 2013. And I also presented a paper regarding the status of ODL in Nepal there. And with that experience, I gained some types of confidence. And the very next year, I was able to present a paper in a renowned international meeting of Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering that was held in Bangkok. So sometimes open and distance learning also paves the way for the international exposure also. And as Amit sir already told me about my profession, currently I'm working as an AML CFT head in one of the commercial bank of Nepal. As you must have known about the scope of AML, that is anti-money laundering and countering financing of terrorism. This is the most top topics in today's banking. And because why it is because each and every day money laundering methods, typologies are being changed every day. Laundermates are changing their typologies. And so the entire community, AML community in the world should be in close contact and should share such types of typologies within the community. And for that also, we always, it is not possible to be always in physical meeting room. So we are using virtual meeting rooms, webinars, etc. So the distance learning, it is also a part of distance learning. So professions like me also requires the distance mode of learning. It is also expanding its horizon, expanding its scope. And most importantly, today's pandemic situations has changed the paradigm of learning. Not only in the higher level, it is also in the basic school level too. Children are starting learning through the distance mode. So in my opinion, future of learning is distance learning itself. So being a very uh, experience and very long experience with a very strong brand value, Ignov has very good future, to deliver the distance learning to entire, not only to the students of Nepal, but to the wide range of students all over the world. That's is my point of view. Thank you, Amit sir.
Thank you, Prakash sir. होइन डिस्पाइट ए बिजी स्केड्युल तपाईँ एकदमै व्यस्त मान्छे यति विधाहरूमा के गर्नुहुन्छ तपाईँ होइन ज्योतिष शास्त्र पनि छँदैछ तपाईँ अगेन यु राइट युर रेगुलर कलमनिस्ट यु सो बिजी युर ब्याङ्कर ह्याभिङ सेड दिस सर आई जस्ट वान्ट टु आस्क यु वान क्वेसन तपाईँको वाज योर एक्सपेक्टेसन मेट र गाइज हाम्रो अटेन्डिजहरूलाई म एउटा सिन्सियरली के भन्न चाहन्छु उहाँ जति पनि एलएममा जति पनि स्पिकर्सहरू हुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई हामीले एउटा सिङ्गल पेनी पनि पे गरे होइन दे अल स्पिकिङ फ्रम द हार्ट प्लिज ब्याङ्क अन मी. So, sir, like, was your expectation met? Hello? Can you hear me? Guys, can you unmute him? Sorry, सुन्नुभयो नि प्रश्न हजुर.
हजुर फेरि भन्नुस् त अमित सर.
मैले भन्नु तपाईँको तपाईँलाई फर्स्ट अफ अल तपाईँको एकदमै बिजी स्केड्युल डिस्पाइट ए बिजी स्केड्युल यु हेभ मेड टाइम फर टुडेज वेबिनार होइन अनि त्यो भन्दा भन्दै वाज योर एक्सपेक्टेसन मेट एट आइसिए?
Yeah, definitely. Because as I already told, the first thing I joined ICA was to fulfill my pursuit of learning. And with very structured study materials that ICA provided me, it was very much useful materials. What I every day do in my bank, that was theorized in the study materials. And the study materials are so developed, so efficiently developed. I really appreciate. It is very commendable that when we go through the study materials, it gives the clear picture of the things that we do every day in our job. So I was totally satisfied. It helped me to fulfill my pursuit of learning. That's why I again joined the journalism course also from ICA.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and patience. Please bear with us. We are almost to the end of the program. So may I now invite मसँगै हुनुहुन्थ्यो हाम्रो साथी हाम्रो colleague senior another dynamic person Sushil Bist Encel, his professional experience. Sushil Bister has currently head of, no, sorry, he's the current head of sales enterprise at Encel. He's a January 2004 batch of MBA. He was the unit head segment management enterprise, sorry, till date. Employment, Jan 2015. Employment duration 5 years to 8 months or more so, sorry. I got a little confused. Business planning and development sales strategy to boost market share, develop tools to enhance sales operations, title unit head B2B sales, gets employed October 2009 till present. So guys, I'm sure like you know about what Encel is. Encel Private Limited is a multinational company with its head office in Sweden. It is currently Nepal's largest telecom operator with a subscription base of more than 10 million. So Sushil sir, so proud to have you. It's all yours.
I hope I'm audible. Just give me a
yes.
Fantastic. First of all, or very well, warm good evening. Namaste. I'm really proud that I'm here today. I'm really happy because IGNU and ICA has not only been my, somewhere I've studied, but also have had very good memories with. It's way back. We're just talking about a lot of years back. It's 2020 going on. I'm talking about 2003 and 2004. So you must remember. I mean, you must have understood how far we go back. Thank you again, Amiji. Thank you, Biswaji, and nice to see you, Mr. Professor Khanna. And hello to my former speaker, who's also the alumni of this institution. And to all the people who are out here, I just have a few things to say. Basically, why, maybe I can start with the question that Amitji asked to our former speaker right now. Was the expectation made? In my case, what I believe is you don't expect from somebody else. You have to expect what you need. And IGNU is one of them. We have to understand this way. You could have gone through any mode of education. We have seen billionaires who have never studied from. You have seen people who've studied all their lives and maybe still, looking for that chi in life. But for my case, I was already sure what IGNU is. I had done my homework. It is way back I'm talking about. Now the current scenario has changed so much. IGNU is already in everybody's head. When we started, it was even difficult from a social point of view that people used to ask, "You're doing online?" I came back from Darjeeling. I had heard about IGNU and what IGNU is. So for me, it was very clear. It was nothing to do with anything. All I wanted to do is come and understand how to join, and I joined. That's how I met Biswadai way back then. But not only then, I mean, I was working in a nice IT company then also. And almost after 1.5 years, almost after working 2 hours there, establishing myself in that organization, with that same organization, still I have a very good relation. One day I went to them and I said that, I want to do something else. And I talked to Visudai and I said that, can we help you out promoting this, distance learning? And I even have been involved in the management team for almost 1.5 years with distance learning, because I was so obsessed with this ODL. I knew that this was going to be the future. But then it took some time, and then right now it's not anybody but the COVID that has led us to understand how important the ODL has become. And with having internet and IGNU, all I can say that you don't really need to, worry about IGNU or about its courses. If you are going to join just like I am doing it, which was I wanted to work first. After finishing my bachelor, I really wanted to have that ground experience, because countries like Nepal, you really have to establish yourself, or you really need to understand how the fundamental works, because sometimes it doesn't really work the way the book says. You really have to get into the ecosystem. And then I knew there was IGNU that could support the acceptability. I knew wherever I go, all the international organization, back then it was already accepted in Canada, Australia, UK. And those were some of the countries that most of the aspiring people would love to go. I mean, except for other countries was, of course, US and some other countries. But that was all enough for me. Yes, we had our own struggle, where later part of the years, TU also accepted it. We knew then also that TU had accepted it. So what I mean to say from here is, going forward, if you have any doubt about acceptance, I can vouch from my side. No need to do that. I've had the privilege of working with a good organization, and NCL being my, the latest one. I've already been here for 10 now. Been here for 10 years, and there's never been an issue with IGNU. Back then, we used to get fascinated by knowing that even Deepika Padukone was is also a student of IGNU, and that used to be, oh wow. We used to think, oh, even that level of actors in India. But then, believe me, when in my work time, I used to go to a lot of countries, and I used to go to India also, and I have met with good people there, and I always used to say proudly, hey, and I've studied in IGNU. They said, oh, really? But then I also had same doubt like you had. I used to ask, is IGNU really famous the way they are saying? They say, yeah, IGNU, no worries. Yes, but then you have to be also very, very firm, in a thought process that you're not doing a face-to-face regular school, and that's a difference. You cannot expect the same thing, from a distance learning, from a face-to-face learning. Yeah, if you are expecting same thing, then you are, not doing justice to yourself. IGNOU is there, it will not change. The perception will even go harder or bigger. But from your side, I think it's all about from our side. What do I need? If you really want to build an ecosystem, want to focus on your work, want to build up a network relation, you want to spend time out in the market, then IGNOU is just right behind you, or any other accepted education system. Well, I am from IGNOU and I can vouch from it because I know the fact that the resources that we've just heard from everybody, and those are true. I'm not sure how it works right now, but I think those kind of materials, if you go to the centers, I think the materials are still there. You can go and check by yourself. You can flip it. These are like small capsules, hardly the pages are, I don't know how much, 30, 40, 50 pages, yellow books that you used to have. And sometimes we used to doubt that, oh, this thick, thin book, can it serve my purpose? But what I found then was that was more than enough. That was what time I had. They didn't just build small books because they don't want you to learn less. No, no. I mean, I think earlier when my doubt cleared later on, they made that book with, I think, I'm sure Professor Khanna has already vouched earlier, with so much of research that is just more than enough to relate what you have to study to get that degree that you want to have. I enrolled for my MBA. I also enrolled in Trinu University then, because with TU I couldn't go to school. I did with Sankardev in the morning. I used to go Sankardev, and then in the school colleges, my office, and then also with IGNOU. And that's what I want to say on that firm. And believe on me, there's no any issue with that. Uh, but then there's the other part also with IGNOU that you have to, my advice is, humble advice is, take use use of resource of the office people. Because I've also worked there in the management team. You have to really work close with the professors who will be there you for very limited time. So we used to have a weekly follow-up session or weekly sessions with them. What we used to say is counseling session. Still, I think it's the same word. Take use of that. We're just talking about weekly 1 to 2 hours. Don't shy away that. Don't prolong that, because you're not studying for 6 days or you're not studying for 5 days. Don't try to skip that also. That actually will help you to trigger your learning process. The resource that you have is very thin. That's also gives you encouragement to finish it. Just try to give some time. You have to understand that you're not giving a full day of 9 to 5:30 or a 10 to 2, whatever the college time there is. You're not giving that. You have to understand that if you're not giving that, it becomes your duty to at least give 15 to 30 minutes a day, and that's just more than enough. Try to relate with what you're doing in the work and try to relate to what you're studying. And with this kind of learning methodology, if you are not confident on that small book, which is more than enough, if you do it purposefully, you can always go to the internet and relate to it. And there, Professor Khanna just mentioned, there are around 5,000 videos that you can always relate to. So go in that mode, it becomes much easy for you. And that way, my purpose was met. One, I do not underperform in my office, which was also equally important because I was being paid for that. And that also becomes a moral duty that you would really need to work hard and not cheat. But then it also becomes my other duty that I'm educating myself, and I can cheat on myself. You can cheat on somebody, but you can cheat on self. And in the fact that people are thinking that you are doing from a distance, while 99% or 98% of the people actually come from a conventional mode of study, it becomes a challenge. So try to see that if you do these parts, what I just said, try to give time. You're giving time for yourself. Forget about IGNOU or forget about ODL or ICA. It doesn't really matter. You're giving time for yourself. Give that time, and then that's how you can compete on the real scenario. You don't get you should. Another thing that what happens with ODL normally in this part of the world, that you kind of get some of the people that I have talked to, they feel that maybe I'm not that par with the rest of the student that come out from a regular conventional school. But you have to understand that what they have just learned out. They have not practiced. They have no idea how it works in the real field. Whereas while you finish this MBA or whatever your course you have taken, you have actually working it and you have the working experience also. So when you actually finish a course and then you have had that working experience, when you go to an employer, any employer, wherever you want to go, that helps you enough, because rest of the degree can only help you up to an extent. Rest is all about yourself. 80% is about the attitude you possess. So first and foremost, whatever means of studying you are doing it, if you're doing it by heart, you have to be very proud and go out there. I'm telling you this because I had that same doubt. Some of you, I'm sure you already understand, you're already in a position, so you're just taking it more maybe for a degree. But for others, if you really want to take it further in your career, this is as equal as anything else. I know, I have checked with this in last couple of, a decade or so. You can go to Quora.com, you can go to Google.com, and you can check, how acceptance it is. And you can see that people have worked in all kind of companies in the world, the biggest companies in the world. And in Nepal also, there are lots of them. Earlier, there would be very less people who would actually come out and say that, hey, I'm also from a distance learning. They used to feel kind of, why should I say, But then now it has changed. Now I think going forward in next year, people would be proud that they have done an ODL kind of thing rather than a conventional, because they have spent some, big amount of money. They have spent, saved. They have saved time. They have gained experience, and they have also, gained money. So this is some of the learnings that I would like to put forward that I had missed earlier, even though my institution, ICA, they have done their best to educate me on this. Normally you don't really understand when you go through that issue. So this is where you bank on. You bank on yourself, you bank on your experience, and you just give the enough amount of time on that education material, and you are more than good to go wherever you want to go. You can just go proudly and pursue whatever you want to do. So all in all, I mean, this is the major point that I want to highlight, that as an a new students you are, or you're existing student, you have to think on that. Rest is all up to you. If you come across me also in my workplace or in any case, I'm more than happy to also assist wherever I can. This is only for the love of ODL. I am not talking about because of ICA or IGNOU. It's only an institution just like anybody else. But we need to believe that this is for yourself, and it has worked for me, and it will work for you unless you actually give some time on it. You're still, just understand, you're not giving enough time to study, but then if you're using your experience, knowledge, and the materials that you are doing, that is equal to giving full time on education. So not taking much time, I was given 3 to 5 minutes, so I think I don't want to take more than that, and that's about from myself, Mr. Amit.
Thank you, Sushil sir. I mean, you spoke from the heart. Okay, moving on, I just want to share, since we started a little late, like 10-15 minutes late, so we just want to extend 10 more minutes, and then we wind up. So please, those of you who have doubts, whatsoever, that these degrees are not recognized abroad, so please listen to another alumni. Though he could not be on live, he's all the way he just sent us his video from Calgary, Canada. So guys, can we have his video, please?
Hello, everyone, and namaste to this webinar. My name is Amit Sharma. I'm currently living in Calgary, Canada for past 10 years. I would like to thank Biswajit sir for allowing me to share my views in this webinar. And thank you everyone for joining this again. Unfortunately, I couldn't join live as I had conflicting schedules. When I think about IGNOU MBA, I passed out probably in year 2009-10. When I first joined IGNOU MBA, I had lots of questions in my mind. Would I be able to complete this, as this was a distance learning course? However, with the guidance from Biswajit sir and his team, along with my self-motivated approach, I was able to complete this course on time without affecting my other priorities. So when I think about IGNOU MBA as a whole, It reminds me of 5 things, and I would like to share those 5 things with you guys today. And hopefully some of these would be a good takeaway for all of you. The first thing it reminds me is about flexibility. Flexibility is very key when we are working full-time. So when I was enrolled into IGNOU MBA, I was also working full-time for a corporate house, which means I could not go full-time to academic school or college. Hence, this option was the best for me. It not only allows you to prioritize your career, your family, it also allows you to prioritize other responsibilities. Being a distance learning, a lot of things were done digitally, a lot of things were done virtually, which helped me to save a lot of time and work on my own pace. So that's a very important factor. The second piece which I remember was affordability. Like we know that as colleges can be very expensive, and while we are trying to work full time, save some money, IGNOU allowed me to have an affordable choice, because it not only allowed me to get my education, get my skills, it also allowed me to be within my budget, which was very important. And the way the structures of fee are done at IGNOU, it was very, very flexible for me to make sure that courses are completed. The most important factor which I consider while studying at IGNOU was its quality. The quality of the faculties, the quality of the team, Bishori sir and his team was second to none. They had a fantastic team who had a lot of expertise in their own field. So whenever I was going to visit a class, I not only sat down with a teacher or a lecturer, I was also sitting down with someone who had a life skill experience, which were passed down to us. So when I talk about quality, there are different segments into that too. For instance, soft skills. I was able to develop a lot of soft skills while studying at IGNOU. What specifically I mean about soft skill is like basically, let's say, time management. Being a self-directed distance learning program, I was able to manage my time, and that helped me to understand how time management can be done, because everything was on our responsibility to manage the course, assignments, which also helped me to gain technological skills. A lot of skills which I learned from my faculty members were transferable skills, which were able to transfer directly to my work, and also helped me to produce good results at work. So quality was definitely the top notch what I saw at IGNOU when I was studying out there. The next piece, which is also important and I really admire about IGNOU, is networking opportunities. I met with a lot of fantastic colleagues from all over Nepal. They were professionals in their own career. They were doing their own courses. They were working full time. However, we had a chance to interact with them, which allowed me to understand what they work outside of their curriculum, what they do, and how I can network with them. To be honest, like I had so many fantastic friends. I still have friends from IGNOU who are still in touch with me, and we still cherish our moments whenever we had a chance to chat. So networking is huge as well. The other piece which about networking is diversity. We are a diverse country, we know that. So I had an opportunity to meet with diverse team, diverse faculties, which helped me to understand how we can work in a diverse environment. So that was also very important. When I look back into these 4 or 5 important factors, what I learned from IGNOU, and when I look into myself right now, it has helped me to shape what I am right now at present. I have used a lot of my learnings, what I did at IGNOU, to my present work environment as well. When I came to Canada, I was also able to transfer those certificates and make it equivalent to what Canada has offered me. So there was something called IQAS, International Qualification Assessment System, which also recognizes IGNOU as an academic institution would provide standard quality services and education. So I was able to transfer those skills and get it here validated when I arrived in Canada. Overall, I couldn't be proud of what I have achieved at IGNOU and what I'm doing today. Again, without further taking any more time, I would like to thank you all for listening to my views. And I would also like to thank you, Mr. Sir, for allowing me to present my views. Thank you, everyone. And whatever you are doing, wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, please connect through Bisway Sirs. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you and namaste.
Uh, thank you, Amitji, if you're listening to us. I guess you're not. Okay, then we've almost come to the end. Our Amit time leader, 5 minutes more. For his final remarks, I would like to again invite our guest speaker, Professor P.B. Khanna.
Thank you, Amitji. And it was nice hearing the ambassadors of IGNOU. And I hope whatever I couldn't say, they've already complimented. And I also feel that they have done better contribution than what I did, in fact. And you were listening, and everybody was listening from the ground as to how IGNOU has been useful for such people. And actually, ODL system and IGNOU and organizations of such kind, they are actually meant for such kind of people. But of course, most important thing is your own motivation, which I think Mr. Sushil said it very well. That a pursuit of learning, and Mr. Bhandari also said so. Pursuit of learning and compulsion for somebody, and then international exposure, and over and above all, your own motivation. If you are not able to manage your time, as Mr. Amit Sharma said and others said it back, it's very difficult. And if you are able to manage yourself, manage your time, and have balanced kind of motivational approach, I think you could be second to none. So therefore, and the question which you asked me was suitability. Now I think these three ambassadors of IGNOU, in fact, they have very well answered the suitability of such systems and the programs, in fact. And I hope the prospective learners would also have heard about it and would also learn from their experiences and follow the suit. Thank you very much for calling me. I have been fortunate, and I'm so thankful to you for have given me this kind of opportunity to have interacted with alumni. Is also, see, I was also director campus placement cell, and there I had established that alumni cell, and Mr. Mukherjee has also, and as Mr. Mukherjee, there are other coordinators also who have also initiated alumni cell, and which is very, very beneficial for those centers as well as for prospective learners. Prospective learners actually get the real feel from the ground as to how is it effective, how is it useful for them. So it's always good to learn from others' experiences rather than learning for your own experiences. That's good. Thank you very much, Amitji, and Mr. Mukherjee for inviting me for this webinar. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
So thank you to you, sir. Actually, it's an honor to have you, sir. Okay, sir. I mean, it's time. You'll all agree with me. Like it's time to recognize the presenters. So if you could have the e-certificate, we'll get it delivered. We'll get it couriered. Okay. First up is Professor Khanna. So thank you, sir. And again, the second is Sushil Mishra, sir. This is in recognition for your valuable time for webinar session, MBA degree, the scope of open and distance learning.
Thanks.
Okay, Sushil Mishra, sir. This is in recognition for valuable Jan 2004 MBA batch, in recognition for valuable time for webinar session despite a busy schedule. Thank you. Next up is Amit Sharma, as he though is not here virtually, but then I would like to request our team to get it couriered to Canada. Thank you, Amitji. And lastly, we have Mr. Prakash Bhandari, sir. I'll ensure that it gets delivered to you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Before I rather invite our chairperson, Mr. Mukherjee, for the note of thanks. हाम्रो attendees, thank you, Bandachan. So you've been so patient and so participatory. There were a lot of queries, but then since because of time constraint, we could not take all the questions. but I'm definitely तपाईँहरू धेरै questions हामी answer गर्न सक्यौँ होला अरू queriesहरू पनि I can assure you that it will be emailed to you, even the recordings will be provided. So having said this, I would like to call upon our chairperson, Mr. Mukherjee, Biswajit Mukherjee, for his note of thanks.
Thank you, Amit. First of all, I would like to thank our speaker, Professor B.V. Khanna, Director, International Division, IGNOU, and we are really honored to have you, sir, today in this our webinar. We thank you for your sparing your valuable time with us and giving an insight on IGNOU ODL system and MBA program. I'm quite sure that all the attendees might have immensely benefited from whatever you have delivered today. I would also like to thank all the participants who took out their valuable time and despite today being a working day, they have come to attend this webinar. Thank you to all the participants. Thanks to all the alumni who took out the time to share their views, their experience with IGNOU and ICA. And I would like to thank Mr. Amit Giri, CEO ICA, for effectively and efficiently moderating this webinar. I would like to thank Rushali Khanal and Ranu Sheila Pokhrel ma'am, our student support team, who heads our student support team, for doing all the necessary coordination for this webinar. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the technical team behind who worked tirelessly to promote this program and arrange this program and host this program. Thank you once again. Thank you once again to Professor Khanna and to all the participants. Thanks.
Thank you, Mukherjee Sahab. Thank you, Mr. Amit.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure to have you. Okay, that's it's time to wind up. So thank you for your time and patience again. We'll definitely email you all the details, whatever queries you have. We'll try and address it all. One more thing before we leave. Earlier, I'm July 2020 admission. Last date is 16th of this August. So if you want to enroll now,
Last date is likely to be extended also further.
okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. So if there are any questions in particular, please feel free. I know Tabayari patiently bossing. You're such a lovely attendees, you know. But I mean, we started your Nepali culture never. So guys, although you're technically your technology I mean, only delay 10-15 minutes, but then hats off to you because we already wanted to start on time and end on time. So with this, thank you so much. I mean, very regular your webinars or I'm sure you're always there in our rooster. We'll also send you emails regularly. Give us a feedback. Thank you so much once again. With this, namaste and good night.
Namaste.